Hello, my name is Mary Poltz. On September 11th, 2001, I was in the third grade. I remember my mother came to get me and my siblings from school. We were extremely excited to be getting out, until we saw my mother's face and she told us that there had been terrorist attacks. We truly did not understand exactly what was going on until later that evening while watching the news. We learned that important American buildings had been burned down, a lot of people had died, and that our country was left in ultimate devastation. I am conducting my evaluation on George W. Bush's address to the nation following the 9/11 attacks. This speech was the first address to the American people following the 9/11 attacks on the Twin Towers and the Pentagon. In this speech, Bush intends to squash public fears and recreate the stability and security and safety in America. This speech also announces the deployment of our troops overseas to protect our freedom. This is a lasting and important piece because of the devastating event that it addresses and because of the relief that it was able to provide our country. Bush used numerous techniques like eye contact, body language, and facial expressions to gain audience attention and make a connection. Through these techniques and the use of emotion, he certainly instilled his feelings of sorrow, but most of all enragement, into the American people. Bush also used two persuasive rhetoric techniques: the bandwagon device, in which he used we, us, our, and them to create a sense of unity, and the transfer device, in which he used his position to create ideas of America's religious rights and views. Bush also spoke with great devotion and determination for retaliation. These techniques combined certainly increased the emotional state of an already devastated America. However, the speech did make people feel more safe and reassured. It also created more feelings of retaliation towards those who had done this to our country. The audience, the American people, were already fearful, uncertain of what is to come, frustrated, enraged, and overall left in turmoil. This speech mobilized the American people into collective action. It made us feel the need for revenge, and it mobilized us into the reconstruction of America. Lastly, this speech gave us back the sense of stability, security, and pride for our nation that we had before these attacks. This speech impressed me mostly because of the emotions Bush portrayed throughout the speech and the devotion to the country. This speech demonstrates the foundation of America to me. It supports the ideal that we are strong and unbreakable. If I were to use one of the devices that Bush did, I would use the bandwagon device to create a sense of unity in order to persuade others to agree with my opinion or aid in a movement. Bush's speech was effective because of the public's need for the support from its leader. His speech put pride back into the American people, as well as a sense of retaliation and of devotion to our country. His speech was mostly effective because it stood by the theory that we are America, the invincible, and that this disaster, nor any after, would break us.